Hello there and welcome to Vanarchy in the UK. We're going to be doing a slightly different video today, and today we are going to be making protein peanut butter bars topped with chocolate. I would like to say these are keto, but because of the chocolate they're not going to be suitable for keto, but they are a very good source of protein and a lot cheaper than buying protein bars from the shops. So I'll just go through some of the ingredients. So I'll put these up on the screen as well in their measurements. In here we have 380 grams of peanut flour, and we also have 100 grams of powdered erythritol. In the bowl we have 370 grams of butter. I use salted butter just because I like the taste of it. Up to you if you want to use unsalted. Also in there is pip and nut crunchy peanut butter. This we get from Costco, and as you can see it has the chunks of peanuts in it. You can also get the smooth. This is very good stuff. We like it. The only thing with it is that when it comes from Costco, occasionally you have to undo the lid and stir in all the oil with the peanuts and the peanut butter. It's worth it though, it's very good. And then a pan for boiling water for melting the chocolate. And then we have the trays that we put these into. So these are from Asda, and they are just cake bar trays. We get out of a batch of this, we will fill both of those, so that is 16 bars. Finally we have the chocolate. I will just grab the chocolate. Now I put my chocolate in the freezer, and the chocolate of choice is semi-sweet chocolate chips. Again, these are from Costco. I get them because they are quite low in carbs. So the carb content there, you can see, is per 100 grams is 54 grams, of which sugar's 48. By the time you melt it down and add it to the top of the bars, I will put up on the screen just how many carbs there is per bar within the video, and I'll put it up about here somewhere. Right, so what we're going to do first is I'm going to boil a kettle of water ready for the pan for the semi-sweet chocolate chips. I'm then going to put approximately half a litre of chocolate into my Pyrex jar, and I will melt that for 3 minutes as they're frozen, and I will also melt the butter and the peanut butter for up to 4 minutes. I'll show you what that looks like and what the consistency that you're looking for. I will then add this mixture to this, mix it up, and by then the chocolate will have melted. So we'll then go through what we do in terms of adding it to the cake trays. Right, speak to you in a minute. Okay, so I have now put the semi-sweet chocolate drops into the microwave and microwave them for 3 minutes, and then I will microwave the butter and the peanut butter for about 4 minutes. I'll show you the consistency that we're looking for. Kettle's boiled, so I'm now going to add the boiling water to the pan. And by then the chocolate chips should be ready to go in. And what we're going to be looking for with the chocolate chips is 400 mils in the measuring jug, or 300 grams is generally about enough. I know I said half a litre earlier, but it's actually 400 grams. So, and we'll work out exactly what the carb count is for that. So I think that will do now for the chocolate chips. So you can just take those straight out of there and put them straight into the boiling water. You don't want to over microwave your chocolate chips because they will burn. So we'll put this in the microwave now, and then I'll show you the consistency that we are looking for. So about 4 minutes, and I'll show you the consistency that we're looking for when it comes out. Okay, so my butter has now started going the way I want it to. So see how it started bubbling up here? That isn't quite done yet. I want that to be right across the top of it. So we'll put that back in for another minute. In my peanut flour and erythritol mix, I have made a well to pour the butter and peanut butter into. Doesn't have to be exact, but there you go. And then the only other thing left to do before we add that to it is we'll put in about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Other retailers are available, not just Tesco. And our chocolate chips are boiling away nicely. We'll give those a stir in a few minutes time and make sure that they completely break down into a nice smooth paste. Okay, so now that the butter has melted and is at the point that I want it to be, I will be now adding this to the mixture, to the peanut flour, and mixing it. Right, so we're now going to put our butter and peanut butter into our mixture. I've also added the vanilla extract to this, and I'll make sure I get every last little drop out of there, and then give it a mix, and I'll show you the consistency that you're looking for. There's no hard and fast way of doing this, it's just literally get all that butter and peanut butter mixed in with the dry ingredients. I have added my vanilla extract before I put it in here, and this should then go like a thick paste, and make sure you get all of that flour mixture from the bottom incorporated into your warm peanut flour. And that's one of the keys here, is to make sure that when you're doing this, that you do this bit and the next bit whilst it's still warm. It makes it so much easier. Okay, so that's the consistency that we're looking for, as you can see. So it's come out like almost like a cake mix or a dough mix that you would use for cookies. Excuse fingers, it's only us that's going to be eating it, nobody else is going to have that. Right, so we will now do the bit where we start weighing out. So we'll get our cake trays that I showed you earlier, and I'll start weighing out 75 gram portions. So as long as you've done the mixture to the amounts that I said earlier, I have got clean hands by the way, then you just throw it into the cake tray once you've got a 75 gram ball. 22. Right, and we'll see you in a minute once we've got all these done. Press stop. Let's go. Right, so now we've got our 75 gram portions in our first tray. We're now going to flatten each of the bars out and press them in so that they actually create a bar. You don't have to be too faffy with this. They can be slightly lumpy on the top. It just depends what texture you're looking for in terms of the completed finish. As long as they are condensed down into the trays and fill the trays, then that is absolutely fine. There's only a bit of chocolate going to be going on top, so don't spend too much time doing this. It's just a rough level that you're looking for. Our chocolate is progressing nicely, so I'm now going to give this a stir so that it is ready once we have completed the step of adding the mixture to the trays. I've got one more tray left to go, and then I'll have used all of that up then. Okay, so I've managed to use up all of my mixture. Rosie is doing the last 8 of the pressing down, and here is the first tray of pressed down peanut bars. I've also given the chocolate a good stir, and that is now looking good. It will be ready in a few minutes to put on top of the peanut bars, and then I'll show you 2 ways of actually putting the chocolate on, and you can obviously choose between smooth or textured finish. And I'll see you in a minute. Right, what we're going to do now is add the chocolate. Turn that off. I'm going to be using a tea towel because it is bloody hot. Now, unfortunately, there's no hard and fast way of doing this. It is just judging how much chocolate you put on there. So that size dollop that I've put in there, I will do that consistently across them all. And this just comes with experience, knowing just how much chocolate to put on this bit. As I said, there's no hard and fast measure for it because it's melted chocolate. You're not going to be able to weigh it. Right, and then I'll show you the first way of doing this. So that's about the amount of chocolate that you want on each of them. And then what you want to do then is get your knife and just push it into the corners. Again, there's no hard and fast way of doing this. You just make as much of a mess or make it as tidy as you want to. So don't worry too much about faffing this, especially with this first way. So the first way that we're going to do it is we'll do some smooth chocolate ones. So I'll get all these into the corners. I don't even worry about it dripping across the top because that doesn't come out when you take them out of the freezer. These are obviously no bake protein bars. What we're going to do is once we've got them ready, we'll just slam them into the freezer for a couple of hours and then they will just press out of the molds once they are completely frozen. So we're nearly there now. Let's do these last two. So as you can see, I haven't been very careful with this at all. There we go. Right. Now you'll have to excuse your ears for a moment, because what we're going to do to make them smooth is just bang them. So and if you see any bits where you've missed in the corners like that, you can just tilt it or get your knife back on it. And that will cover them. And that's your smooth ones. That's your smooth ones done. They are now ready to go into the freezer. So we'll put those to the side and then we'll do the other ones. And I'll show you how to do these in a little bit of a textured way. I do have fairly good asbestos hands, so I can pick this measuring jug up now. And you can do these chocolate as much or as little as you like. It does take away from the dryness of the peanut butter. And if you didn't put chocolate or anything on the top of it, it would be quite a dry texture in your mouth. So I would recommend using chocolate of some kind. The semi-sweet chocolate from Costco that I showed you is my preferred choice. But you could use any cooking chocolate, melting chocolate, proper chocolate, or no chocolate at all if you don't mind that dry peanut butter taste. But I would recommend using the chocolate that I've shown you, the semi-sweet. It does mean that it isn't strictly keto. I'm not advertising these as keto because of the chocolate, but they're still nonetheless a very good, very filling way of having a protein bar. So for these I'm going to do a textured finish, and all I'll do is I will do what I did before, but I will make sure that I've got some peaks and troughs in my peanut bars, and it will come out with a slightly textured chocolate to the top of it, and that is the way that I prefer to have them rather than the smooth. So I'll make sure I get some little curls or swirls or lumps or bumps, ridges, a bit like a smooth brain. That's my little nod to a YouTube clip that I love with dogs with smooth brains. There we are. So these are going very well and I am very pleased with how they're looking. Again, you don't have to make sure that you are going exactly to the edges. This is just a rough texture that we're going for here. It doesn't matter if you've missed a little bit or it's gone up the side a little bit. And just give it a little fettle at the end. Again, the little bits that are over the top don't matter. They will come off when you take it out of the freezer. So give it that little bit of texture. And once you're happy with the way that they look, that's ready to go in the freezer as well. And these will take, I would say, 2 to 3 hours, and then I will show you how to get them out the easiest way possible. Okay, so welcome back. We have now taken the bars out of the freezer. As you can see, we have a nice selection of smooth peanut bars, and we also have some with the textured chocolate on the top. So now I'm going to show you the easiest way to get them out of this tray is to press down on the back of each of the cake bars and then give it a tap. Three of them out. Put those to one side. 2, 3. A few more of them are loose, so I'm just going to bang this. There we go, and they've all now come out up. Not the end of the world, and quite simple to get out without damaging the tray. So that's the textured ones. We'll now do the smooth ones. Again, just press on the back of them and you can hear them crack as they release. And then just give them a tray a tap. Oh, I've got most of them. So we'll put those away. And that leaves just 3 in the pot. So we'll give it a bit more of a bang. Oh, 2 of them. That just leaves 1 left. Let's give that another little press on the back. And there it is. And that is now all 16 of the bars that have come out. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.